asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill. You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments.
All the stuff I do for you as a mother. Literally, I take care of you, I feed you, I cook, I do all that stuff. And all I did, I asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill. You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
But you're the parent though. It's your job to pay the light bill. That's your bill. You don't have money to pay the light bill, but you have money to get your nails done. It's literally your job to pay the light bill.
Well, how you gonna ask for my birthday money that I got on my birthday to pay the light bill? And why you trying to take my PS5 away?
Well, you can't play the PS5 anyway if there ain't gonna be no damn lights in our house.
You shouldn't have been going out so much. You would have had the money. What happened to the income taxes?
Turner, first of all, I'm an adult. Stay out my business.
If you don't want him in adult business, don't ask him for money. Be an adult. Pay the bills like an adult. Don't be asking kids to pay your bills and telling them to stay out of your business.
When I come to you as a mother and I'm telling you there's an issue where I need help, you help.
Going out so much. I'm tired of you going out. You need to spend time with us, and you need to spend money on your bills.
Leilani, I'm not even talking to you, so you stay in a child's place.
Mom, you said stay in a child's place, but you asking my brother to pay your bills. And just like Lay said, you need to start spending money on us and stop going spending money on yourself and your little boyfriend.
Boy, y'all finna whip y'all ass.
Your kids literally sound smarter than you. I don't even know how a 5-year-old can literally make more sense than a grown adult. Kids should be kids. This is the most important time of their life. This is their formative years. They don't need all of this burden about money and how to survive. Their job is to learn and to play. That's literally what being a child should be about. Not paying bills. You have money to do your nails, take your boyfriend out, and go out every night, but you don't have money to pay the light bill. And then you even spent all your income tax. You didn't remember to pay the light bill out of it. And then you're telling your kids stay out of adult business. You brought them into adult business. If you're not acting like an adult, why do you expect them to respect you? Please don't piss me off. Go drive Uber or go ask your boyfriend. Or use your income tax like every other person does to pay their bills, okay? And leave those kids out of it.
You have a narcissistic parent. What was the weirdest tantrum that they ever threw? See, when I was in high school, I think I was like a sophomore, my sister worked at JCPenney's and she was making like $8.25 an hour. And my dad was a sole provider because my mother was a jobless nuisance. So Christmas runs around, and again, there's only 2 people who are really working in the house. And my mother saw this huge jewelry box at JCPenney's, and it was like $300. Now, again, my dad's paying all the bills on his own, and my sister only makes a bucket of change when she gets her paycheck. And I don't have a job because I'm in fucking high school. And my sister waited until like a Christmas sale where it was like 70% off, and she used her employee discount on top of that. So we got it for like a good amount of money. Right? So we presented to her on Christmas. She likes it. She's raving about it. My sister's best friend, he posts on Facebook that his brothers, and his dad pitched in to buy their mom like a $400 purse, right? An hour after he posted that, my mother was in the kitchen slamming pots and pans, slamming and hard as fuck on the cabinets. And when you have a narcissistic parent, they don't really express their feelings or why they're feeling this way. They just simply ruin the mood, right? And it's Christmas. And me, my sister, and my dad are looking at each other like, what is going on? Why is she in such a bad mood? So my sister proceeds to ask her, like, what's wrong? Are you okay? Are you feeling okay? She starts going on a rant about how it just isn't fair that other people love their mothers more and other people cherish their mothers more. And, we think so low of her that we would get this discount item. Mind you, that she wanted. We just could only get it when we could afford it. And
what do you mean by she's ranting that you guys don't love her? Saving your money to buy a gift for somebody that they asked for. That's love to me. In my opinion, that's love. She could have saved that money and bought something for herself. But she spent that money buying something for her mom. In my opinion, that's love. I don't understand why she's throwing a tantrum over that.
And she's going in on us, chewing us up about the fact that we bought her a cheap little jewelry box instead of a $400 purse. And for 7 years, my sister's friend could not post a single gift that him and his brothers got for his mother on Christmas, Mother's Day, her birthday. Never. Because every time he did, she would take it out on us. That's my mom.
That's ridiculous. I feel like the first time she threw that tantrum, that should have been the last time you guys got her anything. Because if I'm going to spend my hand-earned money to buy you gifts, and all I'm going to get in return is just you complaining and telling me how I'm not doing enough and how my gift is inferior to somebody else's gift, then you don't deserve what I have, right? If it's not good enough, why should I keep investing in that? And mind you, this is a gift she specifically asked for. So what exactly did you guys do wrong by buying her something she specifically asked for? In my opinion, she's just being ridiculous. She needs to get a job so she has something else to focus her attention on, not just like her kid. Parents that continue to behave like this end up having kids that go no contact with them because there's only so much emotional abuse that somebody can take. You know, at some point, you're going to be like, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm going to cut you out of my life.
You have a narcissistic parent. What was the weirdest tantrum?
So one year I went and bought me a little cash car, whatever, but I was unable to put the insurance and stuff in my name at the time. So, my mom allowed me to put the insurance and stuff in her name. And she was like, once you get everything, situated, you can I'll give you your title and, and everything so you can put everything in your name. So once I was able to do that, I reached out to her and was like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything in my name. You can go ahead and sign it over to me. And she just insisted on it staying in her name. She was like, no, you might as well just keep it in my name. The insurance is going to be way cheaper. You're young. It's going to be sky high with you being so young. You might as well just keep it in my name so it can be, so the insurance can stay the same. And I was like, okay, not thinking nothing of it. Matter of fact, I asked her more than once and she was like, you might as well just keep it in my name. I'm not thinking nothing of it. Okay. So one day I'm at home minding my business in my little apartment, just chilling. And I hear a beep, 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 beep outside my door. But I don't get up to, go look or anything until my neighbor comes and knocks on my door. And she's like, hey, you might want to come out this door. Your car is getting pulled on the back of a tow truck. So by the time I get out the door, the tow truck is going down the street with my car on the back. I have no clue where they're going. I have no clue what is going on. I am in the parking lot waving my hands around trying to get them to stop and they're gone. Okay. So I'm panicking. I don't know what's going on. On top of the fact that I'm very embarrassed because there are people in the apartment complex outside looking at me. And that is very embarrassing when your car don't got repossessed and you didn't even do nothing and people watching you. You know what I'm saying? So I go in the house instantly, call my mother because you call your mom when you're in a panic, right? I call my mom like, hey, can you come and get me? My car just got towed. I don't know where it's going. I don't know where it's at. I don't even know what's going on. And she's like, I'll be over there in a minute. Let me put some clothes on, with an attitude. So I'm like, seem like you'll be panicking too. You know what I'm saying? Your daughter's car just got towed. You don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. And so I just happened to call my cousin and I'm like, man, my car done got towed. I don't know what's going on, And my cousin was like, you don't think your mama did something, do you? I was like, well, what could she have done? And she was like, I don't know, but you don't think she did something? I'm like, I don't know. So I call her back and I'm like, hey, did you do something? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I promise you, I'm still not thinking. I'm like, this ain't even crossed my mind. Nothing has crossed my mind. I'm just like, you didn't do anything, did you? And she's like, I pawned the title to your car. And I'm like, what? Why would you do that? I am a single mother out here paying these bills by myself.
Why would you pawn the title to your daughter's car without her even knowing? And then is the pretending to help you while she was sabotaging you at the same time for me? Like, that just frustrates me. Also, how did she get the title to your car? Because if she's trying to get insurance for you, you don't need the title to your car for that.
I'm already struggling. Like, Are you serious? Like, why would you do that? So she goes off. She goes off on me. You're not going to make me feel bad for what I did. I did what I had to do because I got bills.
Just like everyone else, we all have bills. You know your daughter is a single mom, and you think that your bills are more important than your daughter's bills? Oh my goodness. This is just pissing me off.
Oh, okay. Well, excuse me. Well, excuse the squeeze out of me, baby. So she wasn't even able to go get the car back because she didn't even have any money to go get my car from the title pawn place. So another family member had to go make a payment on the car in order for me to get my car back, okay? Which it still wasn't paid off because they only paid a payment just so I could get the car out of the title pawn place, okay? She even told my cousin, don't tell her that you were the one that made the payment, because she wanted to look like she made the payment, even though she didn't, okay? She still wasn't able to get my car back because she had to pay it off, because she got the max on the car, okay? She got the max. So she had to make payments over time. So I had to wait until she paid it off. But when she paid it off, she waited until I lost my job and wasn't able to even get insurance or anything in my name because now I am broke, okay? And she hands me back the title and everything and was like, here you go. I took the insurance off. Do what you will. Figure it out. Okay? No sorries, no nothing. And this was just a regular Tuesday for her, baby. Gotta love them.
I cannot imagine growing up with a mom like that. You know, watching these stories makes you realize how good you had it as a child. If you didn't have a parent like this, because what? Your mother is literally the one sabotaging you. Like, and also the fact that she's also acting like she's the victim. I got bills. So does everyone else. We all have bills and we all figure it out, right? Nobody goes to sabotage somebody else, especially your own child, just because you have bills. How do you point the title of your daughter's car and then turn around and act like you're the victim in this situation? When you're the one that caused the whole problem. Your daughter trusted you to get insurance for her, and this is how you betray her? Oh my goodness. This is just crazy in my opinion.
You have a narcissistic parent. What was the weirdest tantrum?
So my either junior or senior year of college, my dad found this tattoo that I have. We have a very strict no tattoo rules, but this is my mom's initial who passed away. So his wife that passed away. So I figured like, I'll test the waters. I'll get that. And like, he'll like it because it's in memoriam. So he found it. Didn't go well. This was him crying on the steps that my sister took a video and posted for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Just sat there like sobbing, crying over it. And I told him it was a stick and poke just to like ease the blow a little bit. But every time I see him, I have to put a little bit more and more concealer on just so it like looks like it's fading. But the whole funny part about the story is he doesn't know I have a single one of those. And I'm moving like 10 minutes from him this summer. So he's gonna find them this summer. So if that was his reaction off this, I pray for me when he finds this.
He's gonna cry you a river. Oh my goodness. Just because you got a little tattoo. And the tattoo is also a sentimental tattoo too. So it's not just like just for vanity. So him crying over it, I think it's a little bit dramatic though. At some point, your father is going to have to come to terms with the fact that you're an adult. And you're gonna do what you want to do. He cannot control every aspect of your life, you know. If you want to get a tattoo, you're going to get a tattoo. And he has to be able to live with that. But this is very funny though, in my opinion. I just think those tears are just to manipulate you. But he's going to be okay. I promise you, he's going to be okay. He's not going to die because you got a tattoo.
You have a narcissistic parent. What was the weirdest tantrum that they ever threw?
When you graduate in my family, they would give you the places you will go book. And they write this like long letter on the inside of it. And I used to grow up reading my mother's when I was a kid, and I was so excited to get mine. Like, all I would think about was like, oh, one day when I graduate, I'm gonna get this book. I have 2 older brothers who graduated before me. My oldest brother is not my own flesh and blood, but we took him in his senior year of high school. He was my brother's best friend before that. And I tell everybody, like, when they ask me how many siblings I have, I'm like, I have 2 brothers and a sister. He's my brother. When he graduated, he got the book, and I thought to myself, yes, I'm so excited they still do this. I thought for a minute that maybe it was just for my mother, but I was like, yes, they're gonna do it for all of us. I'm pumped. The next year, my other brother graduates. He gets the book. So excited because it's coming up on my turn to graduate. I'm gonna get the book. Unlike both of them, I have severe anxiety, and my family does not believe in mental health or anxiety or medication or any of that. So when I was in high school, I was just out here raw dogging mental illness. Years later, adult me would get diagnosed with severe anxiety, with OCD, with ADHD, with depression, like everything you could think of. I got it. I ended up casually one day telling my mother I do not want to walk at graduation. I just brought it up as we were talking about something else. I was like, yeah, I don't really think that I'm feeling like walking at graduation. She said, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, the thought of everybody staring at me, the thought of walking across the long ass stage is giving me such dread and anxiety that I think I might, 1, throw up, and 2, have a panic attack in front of everybody.
I totally understand that feeling too. When I was graduating college, I was also so anxious about the graduation too, because the thought of 5,000 people staring at you while you walk, oh my goodness, and then you're also in heels. So I totally understand why she doesn't want to walk.
It was extreme. It was so bad that I would have night terrors about walking at graduation. Like I didn't want to do it. My mother tells me, you're doing it. You're doing it. There's no questions asked, you're doing it. And I was like, well, but I don't want to. So I don't think I will. She said, it's not for you. It's not about you. It's about us. And I said, who is us? And she was like, it's about your family. And I said, I don't think that's what graduation's about at all. She was like, no, it's about your family. It's for your family. It's not for you. I said, I think it's actually about the high schoolers who spent 12 years of their life going through this and achieving this. I don't think it's about our family at all, actually. That was apparently the wrong answer. That pissed her off. Pissed her off to no end. She's yelling at me. She's screaming at me. She ends up calling my family and telling all my grandparents that I said I don't want to walk at graduation. They're all telling me how disrespectful I am. Just all this crazy shit.
But that's why it's called your graduation, not your parent graduation. Yeah, this is just a weird reaction to have with somebody saying, I don't want to walk on my graduation. Because the anxiety is just real, especially if you're an introvert or if you're somebody that just doesn't like attention. Your graduation is supposed to be about you, not about your parents. Your parents are there to celebrate you, not to make everything all about themselves.
I ended up finding out that if you fail a class and you spend like a month during the summer doing it online, you will still graduate, get your diploma, you just can't walk at graduation. So I decided I'm going to fail my Prov and Stats class. I tell my mother, oh, by the way, I can't walk at graduation because I'm failing Prov and Stats. She flips out and she says, you're going to find a way to pass that class. You're going to go to your teacher tomorrow. You're going to ask him what you can do to pass that class. And then if you don't get a good outcome, I'm going to him. So I end up going to my teacher just to be able to say that I did when she ends up inevitably calling him. And he tells me, actually, if you do this project, you can pass this class. And I think he could just see the look on my face that I had been given a way to actually pass. And he said, you don't want to walk, do you? And I said, no, I do not want to walk. I ended up just sobbing to this man who was actually kind of a hard ass of a teacher. And I was like, I don't want to pass this class. I have such bad anxiety. My family does not care about it one bit or about me or what I want. And he was like, I have kids. You don't have to walk. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. It doesn't matter how much your family wants it. It's not your family's life. You don't have to do this. And he was like, I'm going to tell your mom there's nothing you can do, that you have to do this online during the summer, and that's that. Realist MVP of a human. I'm sure he doesn't remember that, but I remember that. Every single day I remember that. Family's pissed. They don't talk to me for a few weeks.
The fact that she would rather fail a class than work for graduation should tell you that she's not just making up this anxiety. This is exactly how she feels. Opinion, her mom should have just let her not work graduation because she really does not want to work. So why is the mom making it such a big deal?
Actually, and I do the summer course. I end up passing. I took pictures with my diploma and I sent it to them, and everybody was just really nonchalant. They were like, oh, well, you did graduate. Very petty responses. Whatever, didn't really care. I didn't get the book, right? But it doesn't stop there. I assumed I wasn't gonna get the book because in their head, I didn't graduate. Even though I sent them pictures of my diploma, I didn't do what they wanted me to do. So I was like, whatever, that's fine, I'll get over it. I told my boyfriend at the time about all of this, and I was like sobbing to him about this stupid book. Now my family loved him, like loved him more than me. They all showed up for his graduation. We go to stay with them, just him and I, And we went out to dinner and everything. We go back to their house. We're sitting at their kitchen table and they decide that they're going to give him a present. He unwraps it and he sees that it's the book and he immediately puts it down and he looks at me. I remember trying everything in me to just hold it together, keep my composure. I don't want them to know that they've upset me. And he doesn't open the book. He just looks at it and he thanks them. And they were like, well, we wrote something inside of it for you. Like, we wrote things for you. And he was like, I will read it later. Thank you so much. I went to my room. I told him I was going to bed. I went to my room and he followed me and he was like, I will throw the book away. I'll throw it away. I'll throw it away. Like, you don't even, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, it's fine. You keep it. It's yours. One of us should have the book. We ended up leaving the next day, even though we were supposed to stay for a few more days. We ended up leaving the next day. Not even for that reason. It was actually for a different reason where they ended up disowning me for for the most nonsensical thing ever. And even though that wasn't the craziest thing they've ever done, it was definitely the most hurtful. And my family's favorite thing to do is withhold love as punishment. If you've dealt with narcissistic people before, that's their favorite thing to do. Anyways.
I honestly agree with her. They definitely did that to punish her. Just because her graduation was not all about them, now they withhold the book that they know means a lot to her. They are so out of line for making that same book that you know your daughter wants and giving it to her boyfriend right in front of her for the same accomplishment as their daughter. In my opinion, goodness, this is a very toxic parent.